Hey, 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 hello everybody. Good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, depending where you are and when you're watching this. Hope you all doing good. And yeah, got a few stuff to talk about today. Going quite quite a strong move we had overnight. Something we didn't see so for quite a while. In fact, um, it's not much about the spread because it's not that big of a move. But if we look at it on a very low time frame, uh, yeah, that's quite a free fall. And quite some volume. So, yeah. An interesting move that it should tell a lot. And what's gonna follow will tell even more, of course. And yeah, we're gonna talk about all of this. Who is here? Jenny is here. Hello, dear. And that's it. 10 people in. Okay. I'm gonna try to keep the chat in sight here. But I got about 30 seconds or a minute of delay between my on the stream here, so maybe not as reactive. Queenie is in the place. Good to see you, mate. So yeah, what we have here, still looking at the same thing, like probably 99% of Elliottians that are doing Elliott Wave count on Bitcoin. The question is still there. Do we have the top of the 5th year? Is that the right count, of course? Or not? In theory, or not simply in theory, but when will we invalidate the possibility of a diagonal, for example? Will be only when we when and if we breach February low here at 21,400, right? Let me check where is. Yeah, the zoom is 100. Okay. But for now, we can still be, diagonal. It's just the shape is not formed yet. The thing is, the deeper we go, the more iffy it becomes, because for diagonal like this, wave 3 should be smaller than wave 1. And yeah, so the closer we come to the bottom, the more iffy it becomes, because it can still be. It can take any form. Shoot and the shoot, whatever. So yeah, this is still a valid option, still. But we are seeing quite some signs of weakness here, in my opinion, and we are getting close to invalidate this option. Pretty close to. So we're not gonna delay that idea until it is invalidated, but yeah, it's becoming more and more likely that we have the impulse complete here, and we are entering, either as suggested here, either a corrective wave 2 if we are indeed in a new bull run and we continue higher, or we are starting a downtrend that's gonna send us to new lows here. And we can see how narrative is building up here for bearish path. Okay, I'm gonna try to not rumble too much about this. I already talked a bit about the subject during this week streams for the crew stuff. But you know, there is empty GOX coins that are going to get unlocked between March 10 or something like this until September. But there's about $3 billion of Bitcoin potentially that can become potentially supply, or at least there is what else? Well, there's Silvergate case. I'll let you dive into that, but one of the an important bank for the crypto industry that is in big troubles. Missing something else here. While there is still World War III, there is still the rest of the stock market that can collapse anytime. There is still what else? Well, Binance, we still don't really know for sure if everything fine there or not. And yeah, of course, that's attack from US government and the US banking industry. That can bring some fear and uncertainty to crypto market and fuel downtrend. So the question is, as this bearish narrative develop, are they going to bring us acceleration to that collapse of the market and bring us to new low, or are we just gonna build a higher low into fear here? Suggest here I just draw, you know, a suggestion for an ABC, but it can take many forms. Doesn't have to be that obvious, and it can take a very long time. Here, if we take the time we took for this impulse, supposing that it is that impulse completed here, you know, we can expect at least to last until 19th of April, but that can last a lot longer and can even bring us to the end of the year, and I would not be surprised by that. You know, we can compare this to 2019, 20 wave 1, 2. Wave 1 was pretty quick, well, acceleration really smooth, and it took 150, I guess. 142. No, it took a longer time. It's all about if, you know, if this develop something like this as a corrective wave 2, it's all a question of when will the fear will be enough. Well, will there be enough fear for enough capitulation? And usually that comes with time. It's either time or a strong move. What I mean by that is, yeah, either quick liquidation and V-shaped reversal. I'm not betting on this here. Or yeah, long consolidation, takes the lows several times, and have maybe an acceleration at some point that make people capitulate, and then you can reverse the trend, right? A bit like here, in fact, right? You got complicated movement here that take a long time, then you got your capitulation movement, and then you can reverse here, but it takes time to reverse that trend. So that's kind of what we probably should expect here. I mean, yeah, it feels about right to expect the next few months to not be extremely bullish here. To read this as best as possible with little bias as possible, to see what trade we can execute from that, right? Obviously, even if I'm saying here spreading a bit of bearish sentiment here, it's certainly not the best place to be selling. Now, we are already down quite significant from the high, 12%, 13% at the low. So sure, you don't want to be short here. This can correct up quite heavily. Je suis occupé. Il faut pas me déranger. Non, il faut me laisser. Tu fermes la porte, s'il te plaît. Je suis occupé, je suis en direct. Tu peux sortir de ma chambre. Tu ne me déranges pas. S'il te plaît. Sorry, yeah. Just minor few that is here. So what was I saying? We're gonna try to count this. Again, it's not the most obvious structure to count here. Hey, data is here. Long time no see. But yeah, well, we can try so. So counting from last significant move, or one of these ones, right? Would you consider here 5 waves instead of ABC? I'm not sure where. Yeah, here I don't know. I'm trying to clean up the chart and remake the count cleans. We'll work on it, but this part is still kind of a bit problematic. It looked good as a triangle, you know, A, B, or WXY, because you maybe have a triangle just here at the end, or A, B, C, D, E, something along this line. That's why I'm suggesting an ABC move down here. Potentially. We know we have something complete here because we haven't changed the market structure. We know we have something completed from here to here. And that triangle is not playing in favor of an impulsive move here because triangle cannot be a wave 2. And there is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. So this is the other way to count from here to here, but you will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3 extension here, and you don't really have the 3 wave 5 down. So you know, if you, so yeah, I can count this complete. I can count a complete from here. That's why I have an idea for, yeah, WXY maybe, with this working as the triangle working as a wave B, as a ABC of a WXY. If it is WXY, that can be a WXYX and a Z in process. Or simply we just don't bother too much. Where is the other count here? I have another one, 2 other ones. Yeah, expanding diagonal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we can work with an ABC. We probably can fit some sync shift here. We need to work on an ABC as well here. That characteristic, the characteristic of this move down make me believe more of a wave 3 than an ABC here. Yeah, there's still a lot of mess on my chart that didn't look good. Where is the other one? Well, the other one is just to say, okay, maybe we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so just simplify the fact that this corrective move here lasts about the same time that this whole move down. So, you know, it's good to be able to read this correctly because it gives a bit more insight about what we can expect, what we can look for the move down here. Because if this is an impulse, corrective, then we look for an impulse. Depending how low it come, well, we'll see if it is a corrective or if it is an ABC or 1, 2, 3, right? As long as it doesn't breach that very low, it can still be an ABC. But yeah, I guess, yeah, that's the one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still have to count the 3, but the extension are not the best either. There is no perfect count for that, in my opinion. So I'm gonna try to focus rather on counting the potential from up here, and I'm leaning toward just trying to count 5s down, because this, yeah, as I said, so much volume, so much spread here. It really feels like a wave 3, unless we get like a, you know, a BART, something we didn't saw for quite a while, but that also have a characteristic of a BART pattern. You may even don't know about the BART pattern. It's almost exclusively a crypto thing. It was a thing mostly like 2 or 3 years ago, when BitMEX was the main derivative exchange. But clearly, I can see the feel of this. That is, yeah, really Barty. It's just free fall. Market makers pulling the bids, pushing price down into liquidation, stop loss. There is no bids to absorb them, so yeah, big orders just get, big positions just get wrecked with a lot of spread, I guess, here. I didn't even check how much liquidation we had here. How much is that? 20 million and 1,000. 40 million. How do I spell Bart? Like Bart Simpson. It's initially a joke, but it's kind of considering like a real thing. Where was that happening a lot? It was in a lower time frame mostly, but we have a bit of we can see it here pretty clearly. That kind of thing here on a big time frame. Here as well. Here we have a bit of this, just a free fall and come back up. Yeah. It was supposed to be more meme than anything else, but yeah. It's kind of a thing still. And well, I mean, we really have this because the characteristic of it is a free fall with no bids and just horizontal consolidation, just flat, extremely flat, and that's exactly what we have here. That doesn't mean we can continue lower, but surely not necessarily betting on this pumping back up. But that reminds me, that's kind of price action remind me exactly this. Could you explain the relation between trading Bitcoin and using Coke in an Elliott perspective? No, which might be always in an extended Wave 3. How do you spell that? Bart. Okay. So yeah. If I'm not talking about the meme button here, it's the count that seems obvious, then well, that as a wave 3, right? Especially as we have really the spike of volume, the last candle, the biggest volume on the last candle. I think even maybe not on the 1 minute. Yeah, on the 1 minute we have a fifth here, but you know, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, you have a truncated fifth here. But I would guess you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a fifth here, which makes it a wave 3 overall. So yeah, the obvious count is this. Target is quite good for that, in fact, as a 1, 2, 3, 261.8, and very nice target for a third. Consolidation here so far as a wave 4 makes sense. And it would make sense even if we go up a bit higher here. Doesn't have to. I'm honestly not gonna try to count that here. But then we can maybe expect the low to get taken and stay in the range. Make another wave 4, another fifth. And yeah, I guess that's how we should count it. Here is a bit the same problem that we have on the higher time frame, where this is not a great structure to be counted as impulsive, but we know it is, or it should be. But that's a problem sometimes. Elliott Wave on a 15 minute, 5 minute or lower, even 1 hour, sometimes can be really iffy. Sometimes it's extremely obvious. You have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each target are respected to the tick. Structure is really nice and beautiful. And sometimes you get madness and you cannot count it. That's how it is. But at least you know with the high of this move here that takes the intermediary highs here, that you have an actionary wave complete here, a corrective wave completed here, most likely. Or maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, kind of ugly expanding diagonal, which will make all of this wave 1. Wait a minute, that could be the thing for the bout. Could be that we have expanding leaning diagonal and some kind of ABC like this. You know, it's ugly. I cannot really work this from my perspective because there's no... I can draw whatever I want here, but yeah, the only thing that look right is this count that I lost here again because it's almost here. I'm not necessarily feeling good about the bar. I would prefer to see a bit more inside. Now, let's come back and zoom out here. I didn't show you that IDs here. I showed that this morning, but basically Basically that's it. Right. Okay, so assuming you complete either wave A or wave 1 down, either wave B or wave 2 up, and we are looking to finish a 3 or a C here. As I was saying here, I'm looking for pulse down, so probably a more and more extension for that, according to my lower time frame count. But as I explained, it's possible to fit an ABC here. And even if we are in a leading diagonal here in red, well, that's where we can have actionary wave subdivided with zigzag. So that's maybe 3. Let's say it's developed like this. It would be preferable because it will bring clarity if we do have this kind of move here. If we do sweep the low and continue to range and sweep the low 2 or 3 times, well, we'll have higher confidence, or we will know that it is actionary in 5 waves. If it follows that idea, right? That pattern here. But so the idea here, yes. So we say it can still be corrective as long as we don't reach February low. That's why we can still be looking for longs here. Carefully, I'm gonna keep my short hedge here because, you know, I'm not showing the more bearish path yet, but it's also possible. As I explained, we can see continuation anytime. But yeah, as the closer we come to invalidation for bullish case, the most you want to consider it the long here. But even for that bearish case as a diagonal, that remains to be defined exactly how it form. Well, we could be printing wave 3. So wave 3 need to be smaller than 1. That's why we have the 1-1 extension then. So we need to bounce prior to that. And a bounce that we can compare in terms of time to the wave of the same degree, so the 1, 2, 3, 4. It can be quicker, smaller, because we're in contraction, but ideally we want it to take a bit of time, like not like this, right? And then maybe we sweep the low and we can have a larger bounce, but then we have an actionary wave down. So again, we would invalidate in that case the bullish case where we don't have the top of the 5th wave then yet. No, we cannot be in a 1-2 anymore. So we invalidate bullish path, yet it could still be also a good opportunity because it can bounce heavily at that point. Because this diagonal can become a wave 1 or a wave A, and we can have a big bounce. We don't know how much. Again, it depends how much liquidity got trapped. It seems that Binance is still trying to buy up, been a buyer for quite some time, so trying to pump things up. I'm not sure I'm really reassuring, but all of this was trading on Binance. And force pump. That's also one of my concerns. I feel a bit, it's not the same, but feeling some stuff that remind me a bit of FTX behavior happening on Binance. I'm not saying they are in the same state at all. Just, yeah, the way they push price up by aping with market orders and forcing into short squeeze and trying to absorb move down, bidding heavily with really big bids, but not able to keep the floor intact and price still Still flush, yeah, it's not reassuring me a lot. But that would be my main two ideas here in this time frame for now. The third idea is the one that is a lot more bearish. What it is, it basically, or there's two variations here, but we can have a 1 and 2, and we are going to extend the wave 3, and this can just accelerate. So we know with the spread here we have on this swing and this correction, I should take a clearer chart for that. You know, max extension for wave 3, if this is a 1-2, now we have enough leg. It's not like at the beginning where we have too small. Now we have probably one corrective move that is deep enough and one input that is deep enough to send us potentially very low. Max extension here for wave 3 will be 30k. Again, not saying that's quite gonna happen, but it can flush hard. Well, that's what I'm trying to say here. Zooming in, we can also maybe say a 1-2 and a sub 1-2, and we're still in the third of the third. Let's price develop to see that. Hello. Where should we look for long at the moment? Maybe this whole part is an expanding diagonal. Yes, that's what I mean. Yeah. Yeah, that's also a possibility here. It's already meets minimum target for that. I'd make 4 scenarios. That's a bit too much. But you can see how, yeah, each move are bigger than the previous one. So theory that's possible as well. Expanding diagonal, that will be the same. That means either wave A or wave 1. So that's bearish. Where we are here, I'm not necessarily favoring this for the simple fact that if we are bearish, I would prefer us to take the low before getting a bigger bounce here. Bigger bounce. Remains to be see how big it will bounce, but surely the monthly, my long-term, weekly order block here, monthly level, POC of the range is surely interesting here. If we can have some capitulation, it would be preferable to take that liquidity for the bearish pass. And if we are doing a bar, well, I don't know what would be the count. Then it can bar up, get bar down, and start to do this. I don't know what to say here. Point. We can come back on the WXY, X, Z. In that circumstances will just be manipulated market. So trying to counter market manipulation, it's not necessarily sensible because wave structure are based on market emotions and sentiment. So you can always fit something in. Or liquidity engineering rather than manipulation. Yeah, let's zoom out for a minute here and remind us a few things. So we have monthly, we rejected from a monthly the doji uncertainty, exactly what this past month have been. Now we're starting to trade down. And we have the 50 here. Yeah, okay. Next monthly support is really about 20K. Where is 2150? I think I need another chart for the moving average. Yeah, we rejected from the 50. We're not at the 50. Makes more sense. Desk cross, okay. Weekly, we do have a slight bearish divergence. You know, if we continue down and we lose the 50 level, we're coming back into bear control territory. That become a nice bull trap then. Slight bear div. And the thing is iffy because we have sign of strength on the high time frame, on the monthly, on the weekly still. Monthly MACD didn't cross yet. Consolidating below resistance. But the more we zoom in, the more weakness we are seeing. 3-day bearish divergence here. So you have bearish divergence on pretty much all time frame. And this from overbought. Diminishing volume on spot. Right, aggregated spot. Diminishing volume. And we have volume outcome rather on derivative. Binance. Oh gosh. That is ugly. That is not organic at all. Didn't even take a look at. I stopped looking at Binance volume since they're starting to put zero fee trading on spot, and so increasing, inorganically increasing volume, just increasing wash trading, right? Making this look like, oh, right, we have the biggest volume ever. You can even see some Twitter account talking about that. Yeah, sure, but it's just wash trading here. I'm pretty confident about that. But this volume here, what bugs me here, you can see how it's just almost exactly the same. And it's high, and that is weird and not organic at all. You got your spike at the top, two spike. One, the one that come at the top, that got the last short squeeze, and the one then started the downtrend here. Derivative as well a bit. I'm really think that I'm a bit surprised I saw nobody talking about this. This is weird shit. And yeah, here volume diminishing on each move down. You can see where there is less volume. That's when there is not trying to pump. The effect of selling is getting greater and greater here. How often do we see two consecutive impulses, one bullish and the second bearish? I'm not sure I get what you mean here. I mean, we see two consecutive impulses in opposite direction when we are at a reversal point. You finish your fifth and you start your one down, or your A. Or you finish your fifth down and you start your one up, or your A. And maybe I misunderstood your question here. So 3-day bearish divergence daily. I think we're still at the 200 moving average, so still support. Still support 200 daily moving average. It's a good support or good resistance, depending what is the trend. Retesting it twice at the almost same level. Again, not reassuring me, because if all of this become a distributional range above the 200 moving average, it can be trappy. Right, in some sense, yeah, we still have a range here, so we can still expect a bounce. I would still expect a bounce, in fact. Just if we bridge that low, I feel this high will highly likely hold as a high for some time. This wasn't clear enough. Okay, and let's look at Bitfinex volume for a minute. Where is the volume here? One exchange that doesn't do wash trading. There's zero volume. There's just no more volume here. Coinbase, there's wash trading as well, but at least I suppose, I mean, they've been guilty of it. Maybe they don't anymore because they're regulated. But the same here, no more interest. Volume come just here. Yeah, no more volume. This is standard. Suggests we have sustained trend here. There is selling happening here. You can see the sustained volume slightly above average here. Quite equal. Byte stamp. Wow, do I have messy charts? Yeah, sustained selling here. That's it. Kraken, no wash trading there. Selling here happening. In control. I am feeling more French bull or French bear. Yeah, I'm feeling more French bear, to be honest. That is a sentiment I've been growing in me for the past 2 weeks, especially. I mean, you know, I've been looking at this structure, so I've been looking for local doubt of if not a reversal with CID, this can be a flat as well. I was not quite ready to call at the top. I started to feel a little bit more here. And for the past few weeks, we really have a very bearish narrative keep developing here. I mean, it started even during the bull run, but yeah, bull run. You can feel how it keep coming in. The civil gate case is really what kind of pulled me here. You have full capitulation. You are making new low on this chart. I don't know if this is the beginning of the, but I guess it is. I mean, it's company probably had a valuation prior to it, but prior to it becoming public. But we are making new lows on this chart, and as it is a bank that have very close tie with the whole crypto industry, makes it simple. It has been following Bitcoin price action a lot here. This is a March low. This is a consolidation that we had just after the COVID crash. You can see how it behaves similarly. And now we are losing March low here. And without even looking at the structure, it looks impulsive, and we know that they've been delaying, announcing this week that they delayed their financial yearly stuff report because they're in trouble. They are still in trouble from the FTX collapse and the bank run that caused as well, because they are used by, or have been used by, almost every crypto exchange. Not necessarily as the whole, as the only bank. I know that I use Kraken, so I know that on Kraken I can use 5 different banks to make withdrawal. They spread the risk a bit, but that's one of the most crypto bank. They are the one that developed the kind of network to transfer US dollar between exchanges instantly. They are the one also that provide the loan for MicroStrategy, the Bitcoin back loan. That. Right. We know also that Signature Bank, that is another bank that had close tie with crypto industry, is pretty much trying to take distance from the crypto industry, and is stopping some services. So I don't know how much bank will rest here. Mostly concern USD, but USD is still the main trading pair for crypto. And when we can see all these attacks happening, we can wonder if it's not coordinated, right? And when and where will it stop? And so Silvergate doesn't look good at all. So that's concerning. What else do I have to talk about? Magic spread still red here at the low. Not a good sign either. Yeah, there is a bit of volume at the low here, look at it. So there is that for the very low time frame. It seems that capitulation is being bought up. That's why I'm not disregarding the bar again. We can see as well the open interest, that the big short that I've been building up here is now probably mostly closed. All my open interest is closed, almost. Come on, no. And on USDT as well. The only thing that is not feeling me overly bearish here is that, right? That we are pretty much neutral. It's not like if you lose this open, what I mean is opposed to the weakness that we were seeing up here that I explained during last week's stream. We don't have like half of the open interest closing and the price showing relative weakness here. Now it seems quite even. We reach negative funding as well during the dump here. And quite significant negative funding we didn't saw for quite some time. You can see where that range, where do we get negative funding? Mostly it's low. Still decreasing funding here. And yeah, there's still being bidding up here. Invest just closing. It's attempting an acceleration here. And acceleration and increasing volume slightly. Don't think this is gonna succeed, so best thing you can do here is try to place the range rather. Oh, and I'm shorting that low. I'm not necessarily comfortable. But I would prefer to look for long as we take the low, previous one. And depending when it happened, maybe we go up here first, you know. Just trying to count from the last significant swing. As always, my 5 waves. Here the last significant swing is that one. That look more corrective than anything else, but if we were to drop here, for example, I will count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and yeah, at that point, I can also try to count on the lower time frame here. I'm already low time frame, but you got the trade, right? Most important is to see if we sweep the low, if there is absorption. If there's a bit of divergence, I guess we can be about to build 1 hour for our divergence in oversold, so that's also have quite some potential. But I emphasize to be cautious. Things are still heavy. And betting on backup is a gamble. Now, if tomorrow I wake up and I see prices here, well, I will not know for sure what to do. You know, I'm trying to be prepared for everything, to be able to be to be able to trade anything, depending on what happened. If the scenarios are prepared, I'm not surprised, so I can be quickly reactive. But everything can happen. And something I cannot necessarily predict. Well, you know, I can predict a bad, but I cannot necessarily make it right into a context here that will make me an actionary rebel trader. What is happening with Phoenix leverage long? Just a minute, guys. Sorry. I cute new few that want to play Asterix et Obelix game that I have on my computer. So. Yep. That's gonna be later. So what do we have here? Yeah, we have Phoenix still quite. There's somebody that is still quite leveraged here. So maybe we can see it. Bitfinex leaderboard. unrealized losses. Oh, we cannot see all time. What is that? 3 million. And there is not public anymore. They some time ago they used to link their Twitter account to it. It doesn't seem to be doing it anymore. Unrealized profit. Inception. 33 million. So Ubris is probably one of the guys that is the guy or the company that is holding this long. But it doesn't have a... I don't you know, at some point 3AC was on the leaderboard as well. It's famous for having big unrealized losses, holding underwater position. So, you know, usually I'm more inclined to be on the side of Bitfinex Trader, but I don't know. Yeah. Who is holding this position? Because this is most likely one or a few entities here. Who is lending them this Bitcoin? Because this is margin long on spots. It is not derivative. It's not paper. I don't know, but they are at risk of being paid. Just like we saw other hedge fund getting liquidated in the past, in the recent past. Do you watch exo charts in balance? I do sometime. Just excuse me one. So do I watch ExoChat in balance? I use ExoChat for day trading, but not necessarily on the big time frame. But you know what? Yeah, I took a short yesterday here for looking at this. Of course, it helps us to see if there is a bit more imbalance. Yeah, a bit of FOMO or anything. But to be honest, most of the decision can be taken based on just coin and las chart, and you see big increase in open interest getting trapped, and you can know if it's short or long depending on CVD. And yeah, so I guess I'm gonna finish this here. I'm gonna be waiting to eat anyway. To eat for the meal. Right, where is this? Wait, do I have this? 2 hours. Now we really have increase in selling interest here, still increase in speed. Wyckoff view is not in favor of any of this here. Increase in selling interest, increase in selling interest at the top. Music to down. Did I lose the connection? No, it's good. Do I have some template for ExoChat? Oh, yeah, I have some, but it's mostly the one from Toros, and I just adjusted some to myself. for myself. Nothing fancy here, just, you know, just a simple one, right? Showing a maker level. It's also useful to have this level sometime when you don't have, just simplify to not have to make them on your chart, write them off on your chart yourself, the weekly open, etc. VWAP, and just this. I like to use delta profile, bid ask, and I change the tick size depending of how price is moving. I have retrend support here. Now, if we start to do this show of weakness, I can have just a shallow retrace. Necessarily coming back up to the larger POC. I'll get a bit more time here. LPSY. I guess we'll have time to look at this later on. But yeah, diminishing interest, diminishing speed, increasing interest in selling, especially in that range here, and price being kept heavily at high. Selling is here. Yeah, I suppose the thing that will make me less bearish here is we can bridge that. At that point, maybe could consider positioning on a retrace. Yeah. But you know, I say there's an ending diagonal, but there's also the, of course, this is still not excluded, right? As long as, again, February low doesn't breach, this can still be a potential pass. I'm not getting the guts feeling here, but you know. Regarding longs, should we ever measure and consider deep size? I do not understand your question here. I'm trying, all the words make sense, but altogether I don't understand what you mean here. For the long, you should be extremely cautious. It's not necessarily, it doesn't have to be the hero here. I'm trying to knife catch a drop. I mean, you can consider if, but just you have to measure your risk for sure. You can consider long at the weekly level with an adaptation below here, because that's the last stands for a bullish path that will take the high again, from my point of view at the moment. Things can evolve, I might see new things, but yeah, so you can consider this, but be mindful, it can very likely be stopped out, and it can very likely also do that, stopped out and do bounce. And you need to look for imbalance, bullish divergence, spike of volume, but less a spike of volume that come prior. a lot of stuff to look for, and where to look for longs here, and an SFP. Will I take them? Well, depend on the conditions. Unfortunately, it's probably I will take them, but maybe if there is this, maybe I will take profit like very quick, depending where I enter, and close 50% of my long, like on the weekly level, for example, and it may continue down. At that point, I will cover my stop at least, and I will be positioned if it goes higher. That's the stuff I try to share and explain every day in the crew. If the red candles are huge, but we are at key level, should we consider the red candle drop size? If the red candle are huge, but we are at key level, should we consider the red candle drop size? Well, you consider the red candle size, yes. Consider the size of the candle. Of course, yeah, having a wick at the bottom is always better than having the close of your candle at the very low, especially in a bit higher time frame. It's not only the wick that matter, it's where is the volume. So that's where exo charts become interesting. You can also see it by just zooming in on the lower time frame, but at least with exo you can see where is the volume, right? I don't have a great example here and it's bugging, but you know, for example, that's not the greatest, but yeah, you can see there's volume in the week. I'm not sure I'm answering your question here. I'm trying to. Anyway, that's gonna be all for me today. I have to leave now. So thanks all for watching. I will see you all soon.